Morning, everyone. Today is December the 6th, and we are waiting on the employment report. Markets have been very thin, and this is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. My name is Anne-Marie Band. As we stare down our hourly charts, what we do see is that we are now inside of value area high. We rejected this area at 6106 pretty severely. And we noticed that there's a fair bit of selling volume that came into the afternoon, particularly at the 3 o'clock candle, where things really began to rotate over. At 6 p.m. Eastern Time, we created a floor, although I do like that number. We created a floor at 60.79-ish so. It broke during the London Open region, well, a little after London Open, and has now recovered. We're going to sit in this box until the jobs numbers come out. So the question is, do we head back up to 6107 or do we head down to 60.62? My thought is, if you want a wishing order, you can put a short all the way up here at 6107 with maybe a 3 or 4 point stop, something like that. Or if you'd like to try the old breakout from several days past into the VWAP and the point of control down here at 60.60, those might be nice wishing orders. Momentum is up a little bit, but this is a news-based formation, so we need to let it shake out and then tell us what's going on. I'm not sure we're going to do much of anything, to be honest. A lot of folks talking about a very big blow-off top coming, but I don't know. The goal is, can we get up and stay up over the VWAP, and does the VWAP eventually take us higher? Notice sideways and then a bounce up, collapse all the way down, and then a bounce up and break out again. So what we notice here is momentum doesn't really tell us that we get this break higher. It tells us that the break higher is very likely to fail. And so that's potentially what we'll be staring down. Hard to say what's going to go on in the market today. I say be very careful and let it be preservation. Let it be a day of preservation capital. Right? Now, here we are, still in the box. Very nice box formation, incidentally. Bounced right off of that low, and then the opening hour in the Globex gave us a floor at 21,442. That remains the near-term buy zone. I expect that we wick quite a bit lower. Could even come into this breakaway formation near 21,386. And this low volume pocket has still not been addressed. The base of this larger box is all the way down here at 21,273. But we are still in a buy the dip formation. We just could get ourselves potentially a healthier dip than we might normally anticipate. Yeah, that's it. Rough today. Today's the charts are about as clear as mud. However, I do see these lower highs, but we're still holding the floor. Notice the break yesterday in the YM, right? Holding, double topped at around 45,176. Notice again, double top with negative momentum gives us the idea that price action will fade into deeper support. And look at us coming into 2 days ago of what the VWAP gave us, and they're holding the floor again. Now, if we break 44,790 or so, we could have a wicking formation that brings us into a double bottom that will give us some more clues about potentially what to do there. This is a very interesting chart. Volume, take a look though. High volume here, looks like a lot of covering based on what happened afterwards, but shallow selling. So a bit of controlled selling into resistance. You can see people still trying to buy the dip. Could have been some of us, but listen, the moving average and the slope of the VWAP always tells you what's likely. So think about that when you're framing out your trades. And when they're flat, they're telling you the traders are sitting on the sidelines waiting for things to slush about. All right? Fridays are normally bullish, but we've had a few that have been downward. And so let's take a look at Bitcoin. Everybody's super excited at that 105 level. Double top and take a look. Look at momentum. High, lower high, same sort of high. That gives us that 11 a.m. sell-off. And you know what? It comes right back into that 97.50 area that I like, breaks below for about, I don't know, $1,500 or so, and now is trying to hold, but again, flat. Remember, Bitcoin is a risk on, and by proxy, a liquidity-based indicator, right? A lot of liquidity in markets, people find things to buy, ends up being something like Bitcoin. Let's draw a new segment line. See what trend is telling us off of these two. Oh, what do you know? Pretty solid. We're looking for another test of that 96,500 area, but easily we head back down to 94. There's a battleground here for sure. If we can't get back up over 100, probably going to leak. Okay? And right now, it's not really giving us any signals. We've got flat to slightly upside formations here, but a clear downside formation on the higher time frames. Let's look at RTY today, very quickly. As you know, I am very anti-buying RTY unless it sits in some kind of very strong pocket. Trying to hold 23.93. I don't know. Bounces or sell zones so far. So we have to look for a deeper event that gives us a safe buy here. If you're looking to go long the RTY, my suspicion would be, it's sitting right at the top, hanging on. If it gets up over 24.30 or so, you might think about that, but notice, look at the VWAP closing lower every day, just about, right? So that gives us quite a bit of downward trend, as opposed to this one, where it closes higher every day. The pullbacks are going to give us buy zones into the next area of resistance. Let's take a look at oil. Boy, my energy level is flat today. My apologies, friends. Okay, finally the break. Look at that. Yikes. Okay, so buyers going to try and get in here, but not so much. I think the bounces are still going to be sell zones here. What did CVS said that they... CVX, Chevron, said that they were going to lower CapEx. I don't know if that's something that's making folks go, oh, all right, well, less is more, but whatever. I have no idea what's going on there. It should have given us a little bit of a bounce, but next line in the sand, 66.70. Any bounces into that 68.23, I'll be looking to sell. Yep. So, but expecting a bounce right there in CL. I would not take it short at this particular pricing pattern event. And this guy is still in a slog. Gold, 26.24, a key area of support. So I think it might still be headed there. The dollar is going to die of strength, not weakness. And if you don't track that, go check out Santiago Capital. It's a guy that lives in Puerto Rico. He's the milkshake theory guy, and he'll share some of that with you. I'm really quite on track with what I think that he's saying. I believe that. I believe that. Anyways, here we are. Old resistance, new support. 2630 so far, but higher lows into lower highs usually give us that trend event. So shorting action, it's in a bit of a slog here. If I were looking for a nice short, I would wait for 2662. All right, if I were looking for a nice long, I would consider 2624. But everything can move like mad in the next bit, okay? So wait until after the market tells us what they think about this jobs report. There's plenty of trading to be had. You don't have to jump in right here. It's pretty much a mosh pit. Okay? That's it for me. Have a good weekend, everyone. I'll see you on Monday.